everything that you're doing can get analyzed to give you trends, and you can do it smarter later. Many aspects like that are built on a baseline of standards, interoperability, scalability, and security. And here I want to thank Mr. Manoj Jalani and the entire Health Ministry, because last few months, they have been actively engaged and now finalized the standard for the electronic health record for India. And this is a huge step. It's been put up on the website. People are giving feedback. It's a huge step because this will be the basis for creating care across the country. So the platforms that we use must be compliant with the EHR standards. This will later facilitate back-end data analytics. This analytics will give you trends as well as biosurveillance and overall create a healthier healthcare environment. So it's a lot to be done, but it's a great beginning that we're having here today. This ability to link all the participants of the healthcare, so like my slide is showing, the patient, the provider, the pharma, the payer, the government, all come together and use every single methodology, whether it is the vans which have a connectivity, the phone, the fax, the SMS, or an email. Use all these modems and come together so we give a seamless personal health record to the individual and enable them to be more driven to their care. Actually, here I'm showing one of our very early telemedicines, which was in partnership with the Karnataka government. The reason I always use this lady, it was over 9 years ago, but people were wondering at that time, how will rural India adapt to telemedicine? Will it be complicated? Will it be confusing? We gave her a 1-minute briefing. I was viewing from the Bangalore hospital. They said, put this headphone on, the collector is going to come, tell your health problem, and talk to the doctor in the screen. In a minute, she not only put it on, she said, you're seeing me here, but my problem is not here. My knees hurt every night. And she lifted her sari and lifted her leg to show the camera so that the doctor could see her knee, and said, this is the swelling in my right knee. She intuitively realized that this is how I have to connect, this is where the camera, this is how I get the doctor to see it. So there is no sense of barrier. Rural India is waiting for these solutions. It's for us to take it to them quickly. And I'm sure we will have a tremendous response to this initiative because it has meaning. The Indian customer comes from a diverse set of ecosystems. We have the fanciest homes. We also, unfortunately, have a complete lack of homes in India. But the one thing which can bind them together is a powerful technology like this. I think the RSBY was a card which everybody felt proud to use. So like an insurance card, if we could have a health card which enables you to use, whether you're using telemedicine or you're getting any kind of access. And these days, you don't go to a bank to withdraw money, you don't go to a railway station to book your tickets, and you don't stand in line to buy a movie ticket. So why should you wait to see your doctor? Why do you need to go to a hospital to see your doctor? So that's really the vision. I think together we can recognize this need to change and find a way to do it and find a way to connect people all over our country with a better level of healthcare. I thank all of you who've worked on converging both platforms. I think there's a lot more to be done. My hope is that we can make this technology blindingly simple so that individuals don't even have to walk into the CSC but can do a teleconsult on their own phone. But till that day comes, the great thing about having this CSC partnership today, I'm reiterating, is that I'm extremely excited because this will give it scale, and scale will come credibility for this whole medium. So thank you all very, very much for this opportunity to work together.
For this very insight-driven presentation, which actually highlighted the importance of biology, bytes, and bandwidth in bringing about this change in the entire healthcare system, its services, its delivery, making it more affordable, making it more trustable, and making it more simple also.
Sorry, I have one minute announcement. Tomorrow is World Diabetic Day. One of the biggest problems in our country, along with cardiac and these things. So, and later if we could request the NCD Committee of the Health Ministry to partner with us in making the CSCs a screening center for health, because you have the initiatives, everybody, we have the protocols. If that could be one of our paths, that all CSCs become national screening centers, and that will create, you know, a flow, a revenue, a certain sense of awareness. In one of the rural areas when we did, also in Ajmer, there was 40% of the adult population had diabetes or pre-diabetes. The worst thing was that 80% of them did not know it. So silently, diabetes is killing urban and rural India. So we need to do something about that. So this was just one initiative, we'll follow up on it.
Thank you, ma'am. Again, I think everyone can sense the passion and the compassion which you have towards this healthcare. Thank you, ma'am. And now I would like to invite the Managing Director of Media Lab Asia. As already stated, this is a research entity, a collaboration between the Ministry of Communications and IT and MIT Lab. And Dr. G.V. Ramaraju, in fact, has more than 30 years of research and R&D planning and management experience in different areas, including ICT for development, microelectronics, nanotechnology, VLSI design. And he's also been responsible for formulating and initiation of the IT Research Academy program for capacity and capability building of R&D in the ICT in the country. Inviting Dr. Ramaraju.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you. Dignitaries and the dais and the participants from health industry and from the government, and I'm great to see some of the VLEs from the common service centers. In fact, it's a great day for me because of course I'm also strongly looking forward now, how to really market my technologies. And when we started, Media Lab Asia in 2001, some people, many people said, you are a prime head of the organization, because when we go to Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Healthcare, they say we are very busy with our programs and ICT. What is ICT? But I think we have come to a long way now. I think actually they are very talking very strong about ICT now. I think is I see an opportunity really. Smell the blood. So that I can take my technology to this one field. And while I was listening to all the speakers, I was actually mentally articulating some of the business models. In fact, Dr. Manoj Jalani said business model, and how to really unless I develop a business model, that will not be possible for me to take my technology to this one field. And we have a great partner in the Common Service Centers India Limited to really see to make my technology to into field, and I really, of course, indeed value the collaboration with common service centers between Media Lab Asia. I think it's a great collaboration. In fact, we signed MOU with them very recently, and we started deploying some of the technologies into the field, and we are into healthcare, agriculture, and also different abled, and also some of the skill development. Of course, healthcare is one of our major areas of contemplation. In fact, I know some of you very well. In fact, Dr. Janapati, we have been contemplating as a part of Media Lab Asia what we should do at Media Lab Asia. In fact, we set up a committee earlier, and Dr. Ganapati was a part of that. And we have been actually interacting with Apollo for a lot of time in what kind of technologies we require for this one field. And sir, actually some of my experience, in fact, we are also struggling to see, okay, technology is fine, and technical people are excited of everything, but is it possible to turn one to people from this one field? And in fact, we started agriculture, and we try to put in the field with some NGOs and some companies and all of that, whether people will pay some of the things, and our experiences are very fixed, of course, and people started paying in agriculture. But healthcare, I understand, agriculture is very, very difficult to get money from the field. And for healthcare, people, they require, all the people, they require healthcare. All the people fall ill at some time or other. So probably everybody go to hospital, and people don't want to remain unhealthy. So I feel, healthcare is one activity which definitely can bring, some kind of business models and its sustainable activities. And while I was listening to, sometimes I speak to my officers in my this one. I think I had, Additional Secretary Dr. Anil Swarup has said, sometimes we put in excellent pilot models in the field with the best of the people and best of the management skills, but they don't operate when you want to scale them up, because that the best thing is not available when you try to scale it up. And then we thought we'll take a challenge and try to put some of the pilots in the forest scenarios. If you're able to prove in a technology in the forest case scenario, of course, I'm sure it will apply. You are in the job and you'll be able to scale it up. Some of the technology we put in Meghalaya, Mizoram. All of us know it's very difficult to really make some of the technology deployment very successful in that region because of the technical reasons, also non-technical problems, and we are actually trying to see how to make them successful. And especially in the healthcare area, and we have some deployment experiences with the Venu Eye Hospital earlier, and I think some of the about half a dozen states of the northern part of India, we are able to deploy, especially in ophthalmology. We have some various, about half a dozen modules in the telemedicine, apart from other healthcare technologies. We try to put some of the technology. In fact, my experience with the Venu Eye Hospital, in fact, they seem to be happy with that technology, and some of the revenue models, I think they're able to implement them. And I'm sure Apollos and also some other hospitals like Narayana Hrudayalaya, they have indeed some kind of very limited business models. But when we're talking about the common service centers, also scaling up, I think probably this is important. In fact, ultimately there are two kinds of stakeholders. I feel two categories. One is that the hospitals, when they really provide the services, they have to earn their money back, and also the village level entrepreneurs, the common service centers have to earn their money. They're offering services through their centers, they have to earn some money, and how to make how do they able to earn their money and make this service offered. And I feel, sir, actually from the government side, in fact, common service centers have been created. There is some structure, there is some infrastructure already available, and of course there can come small problems like bandwidth, connectivity. I'm sure. I think there are only small problems, and I'm assuming we are able to solve the bandwidth problem, and I think probably there is some more for each application. We require some infrastructure, and in fact we will try to do put up some minimal infrastructure. In fact, Dr. Sangeeta Reddy has mentioned that she can give some glucometers into some of the centers. In fact, we thought we can identify minimal equipment in the sense, what kind of minimal equipment apart from the glucometers, and we can see how we can provide that equipment to common service center, and who has to pay that we have to see, but we can identify them and that kind of thing. Maybe we will be happy to work with the government common service center. What could be the minimal in equipment so that the equipment get provided? Maybe that could be provided partially from the hospitals. So who's providing the service, and also the government itself is putting a lot of efforts in the healthcare infrastructure. We are putting in the classical, what are the hospitals, everything. If we can really accept the common service centers as one of the officially as infrastructure, and put some of our efforts into some monies can also flow. I think probably that will help as a kind of business model. And then we have to see how much money we can from the field. And I think hospitals, in fact, in the health industry, as a part of their money, earning process, and also as a part of corporate social responsibility also, some money can go, as already mentioned, some glucometers we can give. Maybe if we can enthuse hospitals, to really give some minimal equipment we can configure, and we can bring to common service centers. It can be kind of public-private partnership model for the business model. I feel it could be one of the things. In fact, as a part of my activity, it is my bread and butter. We try to see every day what kind of business model will operate. And in fact, Dr. Manoj Jalani said, in fact, we'll be happy to really be involved in the developing the business models. That's one thing. And in fact, that Sangeeta Reddy, in fact, indeed, I'm very happy that you mentioned about how to really genome test and everything. I want to share some what we're trying to do as a part of the Department of IT. We are putting up a big program on the high performance computing, and where we're identifying the computational biology as one of the primary, in application areas for the our HPC program. It is about 4,500 crore, HPC program between the Department of Science, Technology, and the Ministry of ICT, and that's where we wanted to require in all the hospitals to be involved in that one, because we understand the value of what you said. In fact, if you are able to see what the gene really causing the problem, probably we can prevent some of the things, and we will be able to cure effectively. Sir, another thing what I wanted to just propose to us, or just put forward, in fact, while we are working with Apollo in some of the places and when in some of the places, probably, we have to see actually how to involve the hospital throughout India. In fact, our ambition from the probably Ministry of ICT, and also I'm sure from the Health Ministry, will be how to really have this how to engage the common service center throughout India to really put into healthcare this one map. So we require many more hospitals throughout India to become a part of that. I think that will work with common service centers to how to engage some of the hospitals throughout India. I'm sure. Apollos and some of the hospitals have large presence, but I'm sure we have to engage many more hospitals. In fact, in Maharashtra, we are trying to deploy some of the ophthalmology again with common service centers. We are also trying to engage some of the local hospitals, and these are some other things what I want to say. I want to say some more points, in fact. Yeah, actually, sir, I think probably we are only discussing about how to get telemetry to the map, and probably you also hinted this way. We can also utilize common service centers, to really, take the local data, how to collect the local data, NCDR, communicable diseases, and when you have the data, we can put into, when you're putting the very large computers, and we can develop the analytics and see how diseases are propagating, and probably that will help us to really plan and also some kind of take the preventive things. Probably that could be where government can come very strongly saying that, okay, I want a local data where you can use common centers to get the data from the field. Probably, we can look at the healthcare as a overall, not only telemedicine, one opportunity for the common service centers, but I'm sure there'll be many more opportunities for engaging common service centers. This also will be interested to really develop that. And another input what we thought, while probably we have been talking for some time how to create the health records or medical records. Probably in the hospital information systems, I think some kind of the records are available. But while the Ministry of Health, where we also did some programs, how to get the local data, the health workers from the field, they go and they really get the data from each and every person in the villages. That information is available whatever way. You can really utilize the structure and integrate the health collection from the field and with the hospital information systems along with the telemedicine. Probably that will be very valuable, because sometimes I've seen when a doctor has to go on the telemedicine, it may take for him 15 minutes, but he has to see with the hand everything, it may only take for 3 minutes. But then you have to really make the technology friendly, because if it is really taking so much of time, there is not really business models will this one suffer. So, if you have the data of the patient already available, probably some technologies also have to grow to the extent so that we have to prove the technology is definitely better than what the classical way. So we will also, of course, we have to work with hospitals and doctors, and so that whether their feelings. In fact, sir, you said about the communications. I absolutely agree with you. And ultimately, how to connect the people and take their feelings as they accept or not, and that is the key, in fact. And unless we have that, nothing will operate. Because, sir, I think so many times, people don't accept the technology all of a sudden. How to take crowd the people, and the only technology I feel people accept it very easily is your mobile, this one, phones. But not, you guys, you don't have so many parallel examples where people embrace the new technologies. Probably, I think we require to have a strategy where, you have to make the technology robust, and we have to have a very specific strategy and specific emphasis to really make this technology acceptable to the people. Probably that is the name of the game. In fact, we can make the technology acceptable to the people. The rest of things, there's a kind of test. In fact, a patient come to doctor, I mean, he sees face to face, no, I mean, he feels he is there. But remotely, a patient would feel this might be good enough because he's not very comfortable. I mean, how fast we can make the patients feel very comfortable? Remote, I feel, is the key. I mean, I definitely, in fact, that Anil Swarup and Manojala, I think you said very practical things. In fact, we take the cues and we follow. And sir, I mean, of course, I'm very, very thankful to you for inviting me. And of course, we're also very happy for organizing this conference along with the Common Service Centers also and also Apollo. And thank you all of you for.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful views and suggestions. And ladies and gentlemen, we now have another MOU. This is between Medanta and CSC SPV. So I would like to invite the COO of Medanta, Mr. Pankaj Sahni, to kindly exchange this MOU with Dr. Tyagi. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of signing this agreement which we have is to provide telemedicine consultation services through the CSC network as a part of the GHPLs. GHPL is Global Health Private Limited, and this is of Medanta. This is going to be extending the CSC network as a part of GHPL's corporate social responsibility and with an objective to provide the benefits of medical consultation of highest quality to the rural citizens. GHPL will facilitate teleconsultation services in the pilot NOFN centers free of cost in collaboration with the CSC SPV. Now, we are almost at the closure of this inaugural session, but just again to put across some statistics. As for the World Health Organization, there's a concern regarding the eye care and the eye care facilities. The number of blind and the visually impaired will double from 180 million to 360 million in the year 2020 unless a concerted effort is taken towards it. And here we have, again, the government is taking many initiatives towards it. The Department of Science and Technology. There's already an initiative which is being taken under which 10 VLEs from Alwar and Ghaziabad CSCs, they are taking up this initiative. Out of this 10, already 4 are operational, 4 and 2 we are today, in fact, launching today. It's going to be announced that 2 are going to be starting with their initiatives, 2 more centers at Alwar. More about it, Dr. Tyagi is going to be talking and introducing more about it. So I invite him for his concluding remarks and also to formally propose a vote of thanks for this inaugural session. As I understand, Dr. Ramaraju has to leave for a pressing engagement, but thank you once again, sir, for your very insightful views and your suggestions. If I can request Mr. Deshpande to kindly present this token of thanks and regards on behalf of CSC SPV and all present here to Dr. Ramaraju. Thank you, sir. And now inviting Dr. Tyagi for his concluding remarks.
Thank you all the participants, the inaugural addressees. It's been a great learning for all of us. And I especially thank Mr. Anil Swarup, who is in very simple words communicated a large strategy for doing something in upscaling in rural India. I think he's not only talked about it, actually implemented, he has done. He's the one who has actually done in the field and through the learning process tried to convey it in that sense. I think काफ़ी लोग हमारे जो VLE भाई हैं उनको इस वर्कशॉप से कुछ एडवांटेज मिलेगी, उनको लगेगा कि हम कुछ और नया कर सकते हैं। तो अभी तक जो आप कर रहे हैं वो बहुत कुछ है। ये क्वेश्चन बहुत लोगों ने हमसे पूछा कि आप VLE को क्या आइंस्टाइन बनाएंगे, वो फाइनेंशियल सर्विस भी करेगा, एजुकेशन भी करेगा, ये भी करेगा। And we never said that. See, VLE is an entrepreneur, and in many cases we see the enterprise as an entrepreneur. So therefore, उसको खुद कुछ नहीं करना है, उसको ये जरूरी नहीं सारी सेवाएं वही करे। और काफ़ी सेंटर्स जहाँ पर बहुत एक्टिविटी हो गई है, उन्होंने 5-6 लोगों को एंगेज करके रखा है। So the idea is not to create an Einstein, my idea is to create an enterprise. And our dream is to create 250,000 rural India enterprises with actually meeting the aspirations and needs of people living in rural India. And that's why the whole composite framework is become more sustainable. जब आपके सारी सेवाएं होंगी तो आपको जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी होगा, आप बैंकिंग करेंगे, इंश्योरेंस करेंगे, आप हेल्थ केयर करेंगे, and do all that across. It's a challenge for us. We know that it's not easy. So even if we sign agreements, it's not an easy journey. We have signed too many agreements. We've seen with banking, with 26 banks, we're struggling so much with banks in order to make them understand that this is the best model at the lower level. Same for other part, we have signed with insurance companies and we have signed with UIDAI. So it's not been an easy journey. We know that it's not easy.